We have idiots on both sides of the Atlantic. We have idiots in Africa. We have idiots in America. We have idiots in the Caribbean. We have idiots who are Africans who are living also in Europe and different parts of the world.
Oh, so fabulous.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel once again. It's your girl Dumebi. If this is your first time coming across my channel, you're welcome to the channel. I hope you decide to subscribe. And if you are a returning subscriber, it's so good to have you here. Thanks for stopping by once again. So, my usual disclaimer, please, this video is strictly for educational purposes. Do not go searching out anybody that I talk about in this video. Don't send them any form of hate comment, threats, or violence. This channel does not support any of that. So today's video, I'm so excited about this video, and why? I will tell you. It is because this is one of those videos that give me hope for Pan-Africanism, for true African diaspora love and unity and progress. This is one of those videos because there are just a lot of diaspora wars that happen, and it's sometimes when you feed into this diaspora wars, you begin to wonder if true Pan-Africanism is possible. Okay, so now this African man, I think he's Nigerian because from his name, I think he's from my tribe. Anyway, this man made a video. He lives in America and he owns a company. I believe it should be a construction company because, you know, from the things he said. And he went on live, I think on TikTok. I don't know if it was on TikTok, but he went on live. So he posted like 1 minute snippets of different parts of the live. I'm going to be playing several of these videos. So just in case the conversation doesn't flow into the other, that's why I'm explaining that it's from a live video that he made. So he just posted different snippets. But all in all, he's trying to let us know basically what has been happening in his company and, you know, him being the boss. You know what, let me just go right ahead and play his video.
Who are working in my company. I'm a black man. I own a company. I hire a Latino. The Latino comes back and complain about the African Americans because the Latino thinks because I'm African, I don't have any relationship with the African American. The Latino comes to me and tell me that you are an immigrant. I'm an immigrant. That African American cannot work. I have Jose, I have Gonzalez, my brothers who know how to work very well. You need to fire the African Americans and I will bring a lot of hardworking Latinos who work for your company. This is my company as a black man. My company. I was a contractor at Quantico Marine Base in Virginia. A contractor for General Electrics. And the Latino workers that are hired, they are snitching on the African American workers that are hired for me to fire the African Americans so they can bring Latinos to take their place.
Okay, so this is just the first one of the videos. But what he said there were two things that got me. First of all, from what he said, the Latino workers are coming to talk about how, these black American people are lazy, fire them so that I can bring in my brother. So the first thing that struck me is the fact that they are leaning into the stereotype that our African American people are lazy. Do you see why it is dangerous to promote negative stereotypes about a certain group of people? Because someone who doesn't know better or someone who doesn't know a lot about African Americans will easily believe this because they probably heard it before and now they are hearing it again. This is why we have to do all we can to break away, to disprove these negative biases and not even believe these things when we hear them, especially about our own people, because it is being used by people who don't look like us to keep us apart, to keep us from coming together, to keep us from helping each other, to keep us from working together. So they leaned into that stereotype, that negative rhetoric about African American people. The second thing that struck me when I watched his video was I felt sad that someone who does not look like us feels comfortable enough to come to an African man to talk bad about his African American brother to him. What is it that is making them comfortable to feel that they can pit us against each other? Because we're there having these stupid, pointless diaspora wars. So they feel, they don't even like each other anyway. I can use that to my advantage. Do you guys see what happens when we don't stand up for each other? Do you guys see what happens when we are washing our dirty linens outside? Let me play his other videos.
Because white Americans have been living with African Americans even from the day when our ancestors came from Africa as enslaved people. White Americans will work with African Americans who want to work. Latinos will not work with African Americans who want to work. There's a difference. There's a difference. White Americans will work with African Americans who want to work. But Latinos will not work with African Americans who want to work. Latinos only work with Latino. So if you ask me, I can tell you that from my own personal self, that Latinos are more discriminatory and racist towards African Americans than even you.
The video got cut there, but you can understand the point he's trying to make. He's saying even white people are ready to work with African Americans, unlike the Latino people. The Latino people will not even want to work with. So he's saying Latino people are more discriminatory towards our people than even white people. And it just reminded me of this other video that I made when the Latino people were talking about how the ICE raids is happening and a lot of the people are getting deported and asking black people for help. And this lady said this.
But instead of calling on us, why don't you call out the people that's actually doing these things to you? White people have helped us too to fight during the civil rights movement. More so than Latinos and Hispanics. Like, let's just keep it real. Why not call on them? Why not call on white people to be allies with you?
So it just made me think after hearing this man say the same thing. I'm like, okay, so we know that the palm color people have their biases. Of course, it's not every palm color people that's racist, right? So even palm color people are more willing, will be more accepting to work with black people than even these Latino people. It's mind-blowing to me, because this is a country where both the Latino demographic and the African American demographic are a minority. You would think they will have each other's backs more than even the palm color people. You needed to see the comment section. I'll be putting comments on the screen just as this video progresses. A lot of African Americans coming out to say, yes, we've always been saying this, that they are purposely sabotaging us to take our jobs. But people always gaslight us, saying it's a lie and all of that. A lot of people were confirming what he's saying, that yes, Latino people do this.
If you did not go to school to become a doctor, you can own your own construction company. The Latino community in America is making billions of dollars every year with less education than black Americans. I'll repeat, so maybe some of you didn't hear me. The Latino demographic in America is making billions of dollars each year in America with less education than African Americans. Make that make sense. 90% of all subcontracting companies in America right now are Latinos. Why our young black men are on the street corner doing whatever they are doing, end up dead or going to jail or no future.
So you can see he's basically talking about how they have taken over that part of the industry, construction industry, and how they even have less education than even our black people, but seem to be making more money. So there are some other videos that he made. I'm going to be playing them, but I think he was basically trying to encourage our black people and tell them how they can get into, create their own construction companies, how they can get back into this industry that is being dominated by Latino people. I'm just going to play those videos.
For the time that I've been speaking, so many people have been flagging the life, for the life to be taken down. Have I said anything bad about Latinos? I'm just speaking the obvious truth. Latinos don't like to work with black people. Latinos don't like to hire black people. I'm just saying the obvious truth. I'm just saying the obvious truth. Why are they reporting their life? As a matter of fact, if you're a Latino and you don't like what I'm saying, scroll on. I'm here to pass a message to African American men on how they can mobilize themselves to take over the construction industry labor force. So I will recap before I go. Black men in various cities, Miami, New York, start to come together in groups and register labor force companies. Then go to the big companies and get the contracts. You can either get the contracts through hourly pay or one contractual sum. Then if you are 10 of you in the group, you can get a contract, say, for $500,000 to do all the labor in the company, then you can hire other, then go to the big companies and get the contracts. You can either get the contracts through hourly pay or one contractual sum. Then if you are 10 of you in the group, you can get a contract, say, for $500,000 to do all the labor in the company. Then you can hire other black guys to come as laborers, concrete mixers and all those things on the construction site. Then once you start getting some brothers now who have some skill, you bring those brothers who have electrical skill, plumbing skill. Now you can bid for more contracts. Then you can move up in the next 2 years. That little labor force company that you started can become a general contracting company. This same thing that the Latinos have done for the past 40 years in America. And today the Latinos are making billions upon billions and billions of dollars from the construction industry, which is a $2 trillion industry in America. I'm here to give the game to young African American men to do the same. You guys got to take these jobs, man. There's billions of dollars that can rebuild black.
So you can see what he's talking about. I don't know anything about that industry, but he's talking about how black men can come together and do this to take back the industry that has basically been taken over by the Latino people. And I love the fact that he's out here speaking up for our people. I love that. So he made another video addressing Pan-Africanism and the diaspora wars. And I'm just going to go right ahead and just play a little bit because it's really long. So I'll just play a little bit from that video.
Today I did a live. The topic was about the diaspora wars. And also I talked about Black Commonwealth in America. And I thought that was a lot of threat to a lot of other non-black demographics in America, and the live was flagged so many times and it was taken down by TikTok because I was talking about how we can build transatlantic economic cooperations between Africans, African immigrants, Caribbeans, and our African American cousins. I was highlighting the point that it doesn't matter how we identify ourselves. No, we can call our cousins FBAs, Foundational African Americans, or Foundational Black Americans, or ADOS, African Descendants of Slavery. At the end of the day, all those identities that we give ourselves does not really matter. What matters is our economic partnership and how we create economic opportunities for ourselves as melanated people around the world. So I was explaining that as a global businessman that I am, I really don't give it 1-2 Fs. What you call yourself, FBA, Nigerian, Ghanaian, Ugandan, Kenyan, whatever you call yourself, Jamaican, at the end of the day, I will partner economically with any melanated person who look like me. So we shouldn't focus on those trivial identities based on colonialism, enslavement, and slavery. We shouldn't focus on those colonial borders that exist even in the continent. How you see Nigerians fighting with South Africans, South Africans fighting with Botswanans, Kenyans think they are better than Tanzanians, Uganda think they are better than Kenyans. All this is distraction. Our commonwealth is what we should be striving for. And also I talked about black immigrants into America, African immigrants into America. Most of them don't realize the privileges that they enjoy or the success that they attain in America is as a result of the blood, sweat, and tears of our African American cousins or foundational black Americans. I don't have any problem with that word, with that identity, calling them that. The blood, sweat, and tears of the descendants of our formerly enslaved African ancestors. And we also must agree that people who are not of African descendants or people who are not melanated people like us, they don't give 1-2 Fs what we call ourselves. We can call ourselves Nigerians, Ghanaians, Ugandans, FBA, ADOS, Caribbean, Afro-Latino. They don't care. Latinos don't care what we call ourselves. Europeans don't care what we call ourselves. Asians don't care what we call ourselves. Their main goal is to make sure that we as melanated people don't prosper over them. Their main goal is to economically exploit our intellectual capacity and our labor force to enrich themselves. So whether you are FBA, you are a Nigerian, you are a Ghanaian, you are a Cameroonian, you are a Kenyan, you are a Jamaican, you are a Barbadian. The other races don't give a damn. They just want to make sure that you are down economically. So we must focus more on our black commonwealth. If you're an African, you come to America and you are successful and you start a company like I have done, make sure your priority is to hire other melanated people. Hire your FBA brothers. Don't care what they call themselves. If they look like you hire them. Hire your Jamaican brothers. And this notion that because you are an African, you are better than an African American or you are better than an African diaspora, that is idiocy. That is idiocy to the max. This notion that you think that you are FBA, maybe you are better than Jamaican or better than an African, that is idiocy to the max. So those of us who are woke should not pay any attention to our idiots on both sides of the Atlantic.
Okay, so at this point, let me just go right ahead and play people reacting to his video.
So this African man is going viral right now, right? Because he owns a contracting company in Virginia, right? So he hires a lot of, Latinos, right? So he said that the Latinos keep snitching on him on the black Americans, right? Trying to get them fired. Yeah, trying to get them fired, right? So they could bring in more Latinos into the company, right? Y'all want to know the game these Latinos run on this African dude, right? He said, come on, man, you're an immigrant. We immigrants, we gotta look out. He said, immigrant unity, brother. These black men, they lazy, bro. They clacking, they coming late, they leave early, bro. I could bring you Juan and Jose over here, bro. They're gonna work twice as hard for half the price, bro. What are we doing here, man? And oh my God, are black people furious in that comment section, right? But it was an interesting that he said, right? He said they kept snitching on black Americans. They were snitching. If you're snitching, it means that the individual is probably doing something they're not supposed to be doing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he kept saying that they're snitching on them. You don't snitch on somebody who gets there on time, right? Stays late if they have to, works hard, but you don't snitch on a hardworking person, you know what I'm saying? So I couldn't really quite understand the video. I don't know if this dude was like trying to pander to the black American community, but why would you say that they're snitching on black Americans? What is it a snitch on, bro, if they work hard? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, everybody in the comments is losing and talking about this is what they do, man. They're looking out for their own people. This and this and that. It's like, bro, that's what everybody does. Everybody looks for their own people, man. If you ever look at whoever's in charge of an organization and you look at the people around them, that's going to be a reflection of those. But them saying, yo, you're an immigrant, I'm an immigrant, I got my cousin, just came across the border, bro. Twice the work, half the price. Hey, if you want it, you take it. If not, you keep dealing with your mom.
I don't even know what is wrong with this one. I'm sure he's actually endorsing that thing. Obviously, he's Latino. So from what he's saying, you know that they actually do what this brother says they do.
I usually mind my business, but there's a man on TikTok, and his name is Apostle Obi, and he's an African man that owns a construction company, and he says that he hired Latinos and blacks, and the Latinos always trying to get the black people fired on his job sites so they can replace the black people with Latinos. He even said that Latino people are so discriminatory against black people, they're not even willing to work with black people who want to work. He said even white Americans will work with black people who want to work, but the Latinos only want to work with the Latinos. They are very discriminatory against black people. And it's like people want to say that I'm just making this shit up, but I'm not making it up, bro. Here it is, an actual contractor who owns his company. And if he didn't own his company, the Latinos would probably be trying to get his ass up out of there too. So when y'all say that the Latinos not taking jobs and they not doing this and they not doing that, stop it. Stop the lies, bro. They are literally, they do that shit. They gatekeep. They gatekeep like a motherfucker. Like a motherfucker. So it's just like, bro, like, he even went as far as saying that they come to him like, hey, we're all immigrants, so, fire the black Americans. Don't give them a job. I got some more immigrants that could come work for you for less. Like, what?
They can bring Latinos to take their place.
Did you hear that? He said he's an African, an immigrant, and a Latino that he hired snitched on African American workers to get them fired. He wants him to fire, get rid of black men, African Americans, because they're not immigrants, and that he was going to give him Latinos who he would hire because they're immigrants. He didn't get him African immigrants. He said he's going to get them Latino immigrants. Okay, so that's why I have said that there has never been a black and brown coalition. We're not one. This doesn't apply to all, but at the end of the day, we are not one. Now, why am I bringing this up? Look at what is happening now. The riots, the protests. Okay? Now they're all complaining, where are the black people, which is very insulting and quite stupid. Where are they that we all need to be one? But look at, this is what they do. And I've experienced this. I know so many people, I know so many black people who went to Florida, Miami, who said they will not give them jobs. They discriminate against them. They are 10 times more hostile than even white people to them. And these are the people who want you to now come together to fight. They want black bodies in the front to be bulletproof vests. They see black people as utility, not as equal. These are the same people telling you, let's fight together. This is an indication. And the second thing I want to say, I really want to commend this African man, because a big problem with us as black people worldwide is the lack of unity and worshiping anything that doesn't look like us, worshiping anything that has lighter skin than us, betraying ourselves and weakening ourselves. And I'm so glad that he stood in solidarity. Now, what is happening to people of the Latin community it's sad, it's unfortunate, but we did our job. We voted in the right way, but you voted for proximity to whiteness. You wanted to wine and dine with them. So if you want help, go to them. They're the ones with the power. Go to them. Where are your celebrities? How come J-Lo isn't talking? She needs to open her mouth. Gloria Estevez or Esteban, whatever. All of your people, none of them are talking, but you come bothering us, the same Africans that you look down on, the same Africans and black people who you say it's a letdown to associate or marry them. No, we're staying home. And a police officer in Florida just said that they were going to unleash violence and unaliving if there's any resistance. So we're not getting involved. Fight your own battles. Leave us out of it.
Who are working in my company. I'm a black man. I own a company. I hire.
I'm not gonna lie, you messy as hell. Like, real talk. So, you're the owner of this black company, right? And you're telling me that you have the power to rectify this situation where the Latinos are dry snitching on the African Americans. So, in creating this hostile work environment, so why wouldn't you fire the Latinos and bring in more African Americans? If that's the case. So you just letting all this bullshit happen. So you need the Latinos because they work harder for less. They're gonna get the job done. It's gonna reflect beautifully on you. Sounds like you the fuck.
He never said that he's hiring Latinos against black Americans because they work harder for less. And he didn't tell you, or rather we didn't even see, because these are just snippets from the whole life. We don't know if he said he fired them. So if you went there hiring only black people, you people will still be the ones to talk about how black people are discriminating against you guys, or black people are being raped to the cyst. But he went there, hired black American people, hired Latino people. But he's saying that your people want to dominate by getting the African Americans out and getting more Latinos. And this is your weakest response. So you guys have heard what everybody said, and even the comments. People are confirming what this brother said. And I'm happy. These are the conversations we need to be having. Because at the end of the day, we need each other as black people. I don't think any group of people will have our back the way we would. I don't think any other community will have our back the way we in the diaspora would. I feel like I might be wrong, but I feel like the only true allies we would have is each other within the African diaspora. And videos like this actually give me hope, because there are people who will swear that Africans don't like African Americans, but someone like this is proving them wrong. You know, and that's the whole point. That's what this channel is about. For us to know that as black people, we need to have each other's back to foster that relationship, that unity, that Pan-Africanism. That is what this is about. And it's good that there are people across the border that still believe in Pan-Africanism, that still believe that we are one people and we should look out for each other. So I really do hope, just as he pointed out, that the construction industry, like the labor force, gets taken over by black people, or at least there are more black people in the labor force. And, you know, at the end of the day, we are all we've got. So you guys, let me know what you what you think in the comment section. Have you experienced anything like what this brother talked about, you know, about maybe Latino people or even any other demographic coming to snitch against African American people just to get their own people, just to get the jobs or anything similar? Have you experienced anything like that? Please let me know in the comment section. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.